So now that we have a scene where we've added some modifiers, and in this session, what we've done is we've modified the arms, we've modified the spheres, and we added a plane following the steps in the video. We settled on 128 by 128 for the grid, which was 5,000 centimeters on X and Y. We put in a noise modifier value of 20 on Z and a strength of 90. Play with them until you find what you like. Now, to put your name in the scene, and it's a very simple process. We're going to create something. It's going to be our text object. So we're going to go to the Create panel. So over here, I'm on the Create panel with the plus. But instead of using the marbly thing here, I'm going to go over to the one next to it that says Shapes. And if I scroll down, you can see the word Text. So I'm going to grab the text. And before I do anything else, I want to come down and point out to you that the word student is there from the last time I did it. That will probably say max text in yours. So put in your first name, last name, or just your first name, something, put in your gamer name, something school appropriate. All right, so. And when you click, it's going to create it. Now, I've created it, but it's not going to show up very clearly. In order for it to show up, we're going to add a modifier. And so modifier on any object with it selected, we're actually going to go over to the modify panel, which is next to the plus, right? We're going to go over one to the modify. And the modifiers, I'm going to tell you for the first time, is a new one, is called extrude, okay? So if I put an extrude on there, at an amount of 12, I can make it taller or shorter. So pick any value you want, and then you can use the rotate to actually make your name in the position that you might want it. Rotate, position, scaling. And scale your text down if you want to. Let me hide this so I can see. I've got my selection locked by mistake. I do that a lot because in Unreal, the spacebar lets you rotate very nicely, but it doesn't work that way. So if you had your name or your logo or whatever word you wanted to have in there, just to make the scene yours, that's what I wanted to get. So I can tell whose work it is from a screenshot. It makes it very easy for you to get credit for it. Now, one thing I didn't do is I didn't put more than one snow person in the scene, and I didn't put materials in yet, and I didn't put a background in. We got time to do that. But since many of you are right here now, and I'd like to actually give you a demo of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to proceed. First thing is to make copies of your snow person. We're going to group it first. So I can select everything. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this listing over here of all my items, and I'm going to select everything for a moment. Then I'm going to use Control to deselect the things I don't want. I'm going to hold down Control and deselect the text, and I'm going to deselect the meadow. So that everything is selected right now is a snow person. What I want to do now is collect a group so they're all together. And there's an option up here that says Group. And I can call this, I don't know, Iggy. I don't know why, but I'm going to call him Iggy. Now, you'll notice it rearranged things a little bit, and I have a selection now on Iggy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to drag Iggy over, and now here's another Iggy. I'm going to make this one a copy. So this will be a different version. I'm going to call him Wiggy. So I got Iggy and Wiggy. Now, Wiggy's a copy. Whatever Wiggy does doesn't really matter. If I, for example, were to rotate this collection of things that are grouped, you'll see they all group together. If I were to scale him, I can make him uniform scale down, so it's a smaller version. If I were to move him, so he can be moved, he can be rotated, he can be scaled, and he's a slightly different version. Iggy and Wiggy. Now, it might be that I decide I want to change this and have all the snow people look different. This time when I hold down Shift and I make a copy, I'm going to make this an instance. And the instance is like what Jacob had done with the arms, where what you do with one happens to the other one. So this is going to be Iggy's evil twin. So Iggy's evil twin will copy everything that Iggy does because he's an instance. So for example, with Iggy's evil twin selected, I'm going to add another modifier here. So make sure that's what's selected. Go to the modify panel. And in the modify panel, I'm going to click on bend. So the evil twin, if he bends, so will the original. And what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that an instance is different than a copy. I'm not sure why the eyes are not following with Iggy, but they are with Wiggy. I'm sorry, with Iggy's evil twin. So that's why he's evil. So this is pretty rough on Iggy, I'm sure. So now I've got multiple snow people. I got my name in the scene. And the last thing I should do is talk about materials, just so that you get an idea how fun and easy this can be. I'm going to stop the demo I did because I've done a lot right there and I don't want it to get to be too long of a demo. So let me stop that, if I can find it. If it's running, I thought I was doing a demo. So distressing. Screencastify. Stop share.